Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for part 4 of the Monday Q&A, so let's knock this one out. Strictly in terms of hypertrophy, and for some people they get confused by these big words, and that means muscle growth. Do you feel the abductors and adductors can be fully developed through just squats and heavy compounds for the legs, or like arms? Do they need extra stimulation in the form of isolation exercises? If your squat and deadlift workload are sufficient and you've truly progressed on those hard, your abductors and adductors are going to be as big as you could possibly want for hypertrophy purposes. It should not be any problem whatsoever. So no, it would be very, very rare that there would be an individual who would need additional direct work for those purely for size purposes. And if you do, you just need to get stronger on your squats and your deadlifts. You're not pushing them hard enough. Keep ramping that workload up and they'll grow. There are some strength athletes who can benefit from some of these because of the heavy loads they push, but not even all strength athletes even need to do this. It just depends on what their personal weaknesses are. But for hypertrophy, you simply shouldn't need to do so. All right, next question. How unhealthy is it to drink 1 to 2 cans of non-diet Coke every day? Oh, we get into this nasty high fructose corn syrup. All right, guys. While I like certain aspects of flexible dieting, this gets into the area where I go, why would you do that shit? As far as this goes, not that many people have the extra calories to spare or the fructose to spare in their diet to really load crap like that into their body. It just depends on what your total energy turnover is, what the composition of the rest of your diet looks like, how much fiber's in your diet. But I'm going to say that for a pretty high percentage of lifters, I wouldn't recommend drinking soda as part of a healthy diet. I just wouldn't. Now, if you're someone who just has an insanely high energy turnover, you're someone who's doing large amounts of endurance, you're a pretty heavy bodybuilder, you're lifting hard 3 or 4 times a week, tons of heavy leg work, and you're doing hours and hours of cardio every week, and your energy turnover is insanely high, you can probably get away with it without any negative health effects, because your maintenance calories are something like 5,000 calories a day. It's probably not going to be any issue whatsoever. But the majority of people out there, their energy turnover isn't high enough to really justify. I just wouldn't add crap like that to your diet if you can avoid it. But again, it's very specific to the person and what the composition of the rest of your diet looks like. It's not even a clear-cut black and white. I'm just going to say that for the majority, I wouldn't recommend it. All right, next question. If a sport demanded extremely strong and durable connective tissue, for example, the tendons and joints, and a sport climber's fingers, what are your tips on building and preserving it? Powerlifting, heavy strength-based strength training. Strength training with free weights. That is the best way to build thicker, stronger connective tissue, hands down, bar none. And even if you need them in the hands, grip work from that. Doing heavy, you build up to where you can do reps with 500 pounds on the deadlift. Your grip strength and the connective tissue in your hands and your forearms is going to get pretty strong. Same thing when you can do all your weighted chin-ups and rows and everything with a heavy weight with just chalk. That's going to build it up. And if you need additional grip work, that's where we get into, stuff like my grippers, Captains of Crush grippers. And barbell holds and everything. It's weight training, resistance training is how you build connective tissue. There is nothing else that builds it equally at all. All right, guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys in part 5.